insured with high deductibles and co-payments. Is that right? And everyone in this country is being ripped off by the greed of the drug companies. Drug companies charge us the highest prices in the world for medicine, and the situation is so crazy that 1 out of 5 Americans cannot afford to fill the prescriptions their doctors write. That is crazy. And then on top of all of that, turns out that we are spending far, far more per capita for health care than any other country on earth. And that is why, in my view, we have got to move toward a Medicare for all healthcare system. Everybody here tonight knows that in our history as a nation, real change always takes place from the bottom on up, not from the top on down. Real change takes place when millions of people look around and say, the status quo is not working, it has got to change. Change took place 100 years ago when workers who were being treated as if they were animals said, we are going to form a union whether the employer likes it or not. Real change takes place when over the last hundreds of years, African Americans and their white allies said, racism and segregation and bigotry is not what this country is about. We're going to change it. A 100 years ago, women in America did not have the right to vote. But what women and their male allies said is that in America, women will not be treated as second-class citizens. And by the way, what they said is that women will be able to control their own bodies. Ten years ago, if there was somebody in this room who said, jumped up and said, you know, I think that gay marriage will be made legal in 50 states in this country by the year 2015, the person next to him would have said, what are you smoking? Which raises a whole other issue, but what happened? What happened is the gay community, against ferocious hatred and their straight allies, what they said is that in America, people should be allowed to love each other no matter what their gender is. That is how change takes place. And we are at that profound and pivotal moment in American history today, where millions of people are looking around them and they're saying, is it right that so few have so much and so many have so little? Is it right that the United States of America, this great country, is the only major country on earth that does not guarantee health care to all or paid family and medical leave? Is it right that when we have seen in recent years a proliferation of millionaires and billionaires, that we have today the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth? Is it right that in this nation, the men and women who defended us, our veterans, some of them are sleeping out on the streets? So what the American people are saying is we can do much better. And what the American people by the millions are understanding is you're not going to do much better if we go back to the same old establishment politics and establishment economics. Now, I am the only candidate for president who will tell you this truth. And it's not a happy truth, but it is the truth. And that is no president, not Bernie Sanders or anyone else, can do it alone. We need the people who have the power in this country, and that is Wall Street, who has endless amounts of money, corporate America, whose greed has done us so much damage, the corporate media, which determines what we see, hear, or read, wealthy campaign contributors, they have enormous power. The only way that we transform this country and take them on is when millions of people stand up and say, enough is enough. And that is what this political revolution is about. It is involving people, many of whom have given up on the political process, to get involved, to stand up, to fight back for justice. On Tuesday, there is going to be a very, very important primary here in Arizona. And let me tell you the political reality. Political reality is, if there is a large voter, we will win. If there is a low voter turnout, we will lose. So please, on Tuesday, make sure that you, your friends, your family come out to vote. Let us see Arizona help lead political revolution. Thank you.